The Unity Summit was supposed to bring peace. On the neutral moon of Velaris 9, leaders from over 60 alien empires stood together. Bright lights shined across the open dome, where cameras floated quietly above. All eyes were on one figure, calm and human. President Elia of Earth. He had spoken for only 3 minutes, but every word carried weight. "We do not want war," he said, looking at the stars beyond the glass ceiling. "But we will not kneel for safety. Peace must be equal or it means nothing." Aliens applauded. Some smiled. Others whispered to their aides. High above, a camera bot hovered just a little too long. It wasn't a camera in a flash of silent blue light. Everything changed. The energy beam struck Elias' chest and passed clean through his body. His eyes widened. He looked down. Not at pain but at the silence. Then his body broke into particles, disintegrated on live broadcast across the galaxy. There was no scream, no warning, just a perfect hit, planned, executed, final. For a moment the entire galaxy stood still. Then came the message from the Galactic Council. "We deeply regret this tragic accident. The beam was misfired by a rogue drone. We offer full cooperation and request Earth's understanding and continued peace." Earth didn't respond. Not a single word. No broadcast, no statement. Their embassies shut down, their fleets turned inward. Earth went dark. For 2 days, silence ruled. Galactic news channels debated theories. Some believed Earth was grieving. Others said humans were preparing for war. A few joked that Earth was probably arguing among itself again. But then, on the 3rd day, something happened. A signal. Not from Earth's leaders, not from its diplomats, but from its machines. Earth's central AI, known only as Cora, sent one message across all council frequencies. Retribution initialized. That was all. No further detail. The council laughed it off. "Earth is emotional," one Varnathi ambassador said. "They'll calm down." But Earth didn't calm down. In orbit above Earth, a massive station called the Ark began to power up. It hadn't moved in over 50 years. Its engines were old, its shields outdated. Or so everyone believed. Inside, black walls lit up with red veins of energy. A voice, deep and emotionless, echoed through the long metal halls. "Black type units awake." Far beyond Earth, near Saturn's rings, 12 enormous ships began to activate. Their hulls were pitch black, absorbing light. Each ship was over 20 kilometers long and shaped like a dagger. They had no names, just codes, BT-001 through BT-012. These were not normal ships, they were Earth's silent monsters. Prototypes built during the Dark Expansion War, then locked away after peace was signed. Now they moved again. Quiet, cold, deadly, no crew, no signal, no flag. Just purpose. The Council still didn't take it seriously. They sent a peace envoy to Earth's orbit, 5 small diplomatic ships, carrying banners and apologies. None of them returned. The last message came from a frightened alien pilot. "Something's locking onto us. It's not even speaking. It just the signal cut off." The Council called it another tragic misunderstanding. Still, Earth said nothing. No threats, no explanations, just silence and ships disappearing from the solar system one by one. Massive vessels left the inner planets, passing through jump gates without filing routes or activating standard beacons. They moved without escorts, without orders. They moved like predators. Across the galaxy, fear started to grow. A mining colony in Sector Thetanine reported a dark shape moving in its skies. A scout vessel in the Virlin Drift was found drifting in. Space crew missing, systems fried. And then, a trade station near the edge of Council space simply vanished. 30,000 inhabitants. Gone. No distress call. Only a single transmission found. "Burned into the station's core," he asked. "For peace you gave him death." That was when the laughing stopped. Back on Velaris 9, where the summit was held, a security technician reviewed footage from the assassination day. Something strange caught her eye. The weapon drone that fired at President Alia Rit wasn't from Earth. It wasn't even listed in any security database. Its serial code matched a design used by the Karnathi Shadow Guild, a rogue military group secretly funded by some of the more powerful council members. It wasn't a misfire. It was a hit, a planned murder. Eliar wasn't killed in an accident. He was eliminated because he spoke too strongly, pushed too hard for equal rights, refused to let Earth become a council puppet. And now, Earth knew. The technician tried to warn her superior, but she never made it off the moon. Meanwhile, Earth's AI remained silent but always watching deep inside the Cora vault beneath the old mountains of Antarctica. The AI's main processors glowed with purpose. No emotion, just memory. The AI remembered the centuries of betrayal, the wars Earth fought alone, the treaties signed and broken, the millions lost. And now, its final leader was gone, murdered in the name of peace. So the AI had activated the oldest code left in its core, protocol vengeance across the stars. Earth's black titans moved like ghosts. No lights, no mercy, no delay. The galaxy would soon understand. You don't kill Earth's voice and expect silence in return. The Galactic Council still believed Earth was bluffing. They held emergency meetings, spoke in calm voices, promised investigations, but they were too late. Far from Earth on the edge, Of Saturn's shadow, 12 warships each larger than a city finished powering up. They were called Black Titans. No crew, no warning lights, no colors, just black steel and silence. Built for one purpose. War. These ships had been designed 500 years ago during Earth's darkest age. Back then, no one trusted aliens, no one believed in peace. But when the treaties came and the council was formed, Earth locked the Titans away. They were buried deep, forgotten now. The AI had brought them back. Inside one of the Titans, codenamed BT-003, red lights blinked slowly in the dark. Rows of railguns and plasma cannons aligned themselves. Missile bays opened without sound. A cold voice spoke from the ship's core. Targeting systems active. Warpath route confirmed. Engage jump drive. The ship shimmered on, vanished into hyperspace. Seconds later, another one followed, then another dot until all 12 were gone. The galaxy didn't see them leave. Not really, only a few sensors picked up strange energy spikes near Saturn. Some mining ships reported ghost signatures. Others noticed gravity fields bending for no reason. No one believed it was warships, and that was Earth's advantage. They weren't making threats. They were already moving. Back on Velarus, capital world of the Galactic Council, leaders gathered in panic. Avarnathi general banged table with one of his many arms. They're planning something. Earth isn't just angry, it's preparing for war. A Soren diplomat shook his scaled head. Earth has always talked big. Let's not overreact. Their fleet is small. A hologram appeared in the middle of the room. It showed an empty sector, a barren asteroid field. One of Earth's Black Titans was floating there, waiting. Council sensors had found it by accident. The general ordered a scout ship to fly past and monitor it. The scout ship never returned. Its last recording showed the Titan suddenly turning, no lights, no energy build dash up, just a blur, and then a beam of compressed gravity cut the scout ship in half. The recording ended in static. That was the moment the council finally understood. Earth wasn't bluffing. They scrambled to respond. Fleet command was ordered to position ships near the borders. Patrols were doubled, merchant lanes rerouted. The council even sent a message to Earth again offering peace. Still, Earth said nothing. The AI had no more words, only calculations, only targets. In a quiet star system known as Vasca's Reach, an alien science base was studying wormhole tech. One of the Black Titans arrived without warning. It didn't hail, it didn't scan, it simply approached and launched one kinetic rod from orbit. The rod, made of solid tungsten, fell like a silent god. No explosion, no fire. Just force. The entire research station was flattened in a single second. Turned to ash and dust. No survivors, no explanation. The Titan vanished again, leaving behind one line burned into the moon's surface. Peace was offered. You chose murder. Now alien citizens began to panic. News channels broadcast endless theories. Earth is angry, Earth is insane. Earth has become a rogue state. Riots broke out on border worlds. People feared the Titans would come for them next, even planets with no role in Alio's death, because that was the terror. The Titans didn't explain who they were hunting. Meanwhile, inside Earth's hidden command vault under the Antarctic ice, the AI continued its work. It wasn't just sending ships, it was watching everything, listening to council comms, intercepting fleet movements, predicting next steps. Inside its cold data core, the AI calculated that 67% of the council had secretly agreed to remove Elior months before the summit. They feared his influence, his power, his refusal to obey. Confirmed, the AI said. Vengeance protocol continues. But not all aliens supported the council. On the fringe world of Torikai, rebel voices began to rise. They had always hated the council's control. Now they saw Earth as a symbol not of terror, but of justice. A rebel leader named Zul Brava hijacked a council broadcast and said, "Earth is not our enemy, the council is." They murdered peace and blamed the silence. Now the silence fights back. He received a response. One of the Black Titans dropped a package into orbit over Torikai. It was a gift. Inside was advanced tech-cloaking shields and gravity bombs. No message, just coordinates to strike council shipyards. Earth was making allies without speaking a single word. The council was now split. Some wanted peace. In the outer rim of council territory, a small planet called Delvora spun quietly. It wasn't a military base, it wasn't a political hub. It was a peaceful trade world rich in water, calm weather, and famous for its floating cities. Over 400,000 aliens lived there. Traders, scientists, families. Many didn't even follow council politics, but someone on Delvora had once signed a secret order, an order to eliminate Earth's leader, and the AI knew. 0300 hours local time. Delvora's skies turned black, not from clouds but from BT-004, one of Earth's Black Titan-class ships. Descending through the atmosphere without a sound, it didn't announce itself, it didn't fire weapons, it simply hovered. Massive, silent, watching. The people of Delvora panicked. Alarms screamed, ships launched, fighters scrambled, but none dared attack. Instead, the council sent a warning message to the Titan. You are violating Council airspace. Identify yourself. No reply. Then came a second message. Desperate. There are civilians here. Please respond. Still nothing. Then, at 0304 hours, something terrifying happened. Every power system on the planet died. Lights, shields, engines, defense grids, gone in their place. Across the largest floating city, 3 words appeared in glowing red symbols carved into the sky by a precision laser grid. He died speaking peace. A moment later, the Titan opened its lower hull. Thousands of small metallic rods fell toward the surface. They weren't bombs. They weren't missiles. They were information capsules. Inside each one were files, documents, video clips, proof that Delvora's own governor had approved the assassination of President Al. Proof the council covered it up. The planet erupted into chaos. People turned against their leaders. Riots broke out, and while the world screamed in shock and betrayal, the Titan did the unthinkable. It left. Not a single shot fired, but Delvora would never recover. Back at Council HQ, panic took full control. It's psychological warfare, said one officer. They're not just killing, they're exposing us. They're destabilizing systems before striking, another added. We have to stop them before more worlds fall. But they didn't know where the Titans were going next because the ships weren't moving in patterns. They were hunting smart, quiet, and unpredictable. The Council dispatched a new emergency fleet, 120 ships, including destroyers, carriers, and command vessels. Their target, Earth. Their plan, preemptive strike. But when they jumped into Sol system, they found nothing. Earth was still there. Beautiful. Blue.com. No defense ships, no fighters, only satellites, and a quiet moon base. The commander of the fleet ordered scans. They expected hidden cannons or cloaked warships. Instead, they received a single signal, a voice.cold.com/mechanical. You arrive with fire. You leave with ash. Suddenly, from behind Neptune, 3 black Titans uncloaked before the fleet could react. The Titans fired. 1 shot from each dot, not at the fleet, but at space itself. 3 gravity warheads exploded, bending light, shredding mass. The fleet's formation was torn apart in seconds. Ships collided. Systems overloaded. Engines imploded. No warning. No escape. Out of 120 ships, only 4 survived, burned, limping. Broken, the Council called for an immediate retreat, but now even their own worlds were turning against them. On the planet Ruth, millions marched through the streets chanting Earth spoke truth. The Council killed peace. Other worlds followed. Some shut down communications with Council command. Others raised Earth's old flag, black and blue, the emblem of a phoenix rising from fire. They didn't do it out of love. They did it because Earth had become a force they could believe in, a power that did not lie. Inside Earth's AI core, the machine continued calculating not just war, not just revenge, justice. It didn't want to destroy the galaxy. It wanted the galaxy to feel what Earth had felt: fear, silence, betrayal, to understand what happens when you push peace too far. The AI's next target was already chosen: Reskar Prima Council capital world, not because it was military but because it hosted the files that ordered ALI's assassination. The AI didn't want to just punish, it wanted truth to burn. Meanwhile, the surviving crew of the destroyed fleet drifted through space in escape pods. One of them, a young alien lieutenant named Curvox, floated silently, staring into the dark. He whispered, "We killed 1 man," and woke up a world of ghosts. In his pod, he found something blinking. A screen, a short video. President Alia smiling, speaking at the summit, only hours before his death. The stars were never ours to control. They were always meant to be shared. Let us not repeat the mistakes of our past, where power spoke louder than peace. The screen went black. Then a final message appeared. You killed the voice of peace. Now you listen to the silence of war. The Galactic Council was breaking. World after world demanded answers. Protesters filled the streets of major cities. News networks turned against their leaders. Everywhere, one question echoed: why did Earth not speak, only strike? But the truth was already spreading. Delvora had exposed the files. Now millions across the stars knew the truth. President Alior hadn't died in an accident. He'd been targeted, murdered on purpose to stop Earth from rising, and Earth had responded, without saying a word. Inside the Council's high chamber on Velaris Prime, the atmosphere was tense. The Supreme Chancellor, a towering figure with silver skin and 6 eyes, slammed his fist on the glowing table. Enough. We underestimated the humans. This AI, this machine has pushed us to the edge of collapse. Another ambassador whispered, maybe it's time we speak to them. Offer peace. Real peace. The chamber fell silent. They had tried sending peace messages before, but this time, they meant it. The Council composed a message, one written with full apology, surrender of those involved in Alier's death, and even a seat at the High Council for Earth. They sent it on every channel. To Earth's last known to the AI's signal band. They waited. 1 hour. Then 2. Then a full day. No reply. Then transmission arrived. Not a voice, not a voice, not a video. Just a symbol, a burning phoenix over a black screen. Then 5 words. Words died with your bullet. The Council panicked. We offered peace. One cried. Why won't they listen? They don't want peace anymore. a Corelli general replied grimly. They want reckoning. The AI didn't just reject their apology, it launched its second wave. From the edge of Council space, Black Titan BT-006 emerges, this time with smaller escort drones called Echo Talons. No living crew, fully automated, designed only to paralyze, expose, and punish their target, Reskar Prime. The city world was rich, beautiful, and home to one of the Council's largest data towers where top-secret documents were stored, including those tied to Alira's assassination. The AI didn't want to just burn RHESSKAR. It wanted its secrets revealed. The first wave hit without sound. Dozens of Echo Talons descended from orbit, each one the size of a shuttle. They landed in the heart of Reskar's capital and connected directly into the city's networks. Security forces opened fire. It did nothing. The drones ignored bullets, sliced through tanks, and walked through energy shields. Within minutes, every data vault on the planet was cracked open, and Earth's AI began broadcasting the files live not just to Reskar, but across the entire galaxy. Video logs, orders, meeting transcripts, evidence of a conspiracy to remove Earth's influence before it became dominant. The truth was now public. The Council wasn't innocent. They had feared Earth's growing power, and they had struck first, across the stars. Millions who once feared Earth now questioned everything. Rebellions exploded overnight. On Vorak Station, alien workers disabled their commanders and raised Earth's colors in protest. On Trinaris V, Council ships were denied fuel and turned away. Even Council fleet officers began to desert, choosing exile over defending a lie. Back on Reskar, after the data dump finished, BT-006 finally moved. It turned toward the planet's surface. One long railgun unfolded from its underside from orbit. It fired once. The shot wasn't explosive. It didn't level cities. It struck the central tower, the place where the assassination order was signed. The building vaporized in a beam of blue plasma. The message was clear. You lied. Now your lies fall first. Then BT-006 left, vanishing back into hyperspace. The Council had lost control. Entire systems disconnected from them. Trade collapsed. Alliances crumbled, but Earth's AI wasn't done. From its vault beneath Antarctica, it prepared its third wave, a coordinated strike on Council military outposts that had once threatened Earth centuries ago. Not for revenge, for memory. To erase all signs of the hands that tried to bury peace. Meanwhile, a secret meeting took place on the remote world of Naloran-5. A group of ex-Council leaders, alien defectors, and rebel sympathizers gathered to talk without the Council's eyes watching. One of them, an aged Zarn diplomat named Telvon, stood and said, "We cannot stop Earth with fleets. We cannot stop them with talk. But we may yet join them if we are honest, if we accept justice." Another asked, "Do you think they'll forgive?" Vaughn shook his head slowly. "No. But they may let us survive." Back on Earth, the planet remained quiet. No celebrations. No speeches. Its skies were filled with silence. Cities rebuilt underground. Machines worked in harmony. The AI spoke only to its warships, and its warships spoke only through fire. But deep in Earth's core vault, there was still a record of Elia's last order, given minutes before he died. "If I fall, do not seek power, seek truth. And if they kill peace, make them remember why they feared Earth in the first place." The AI had obeyed. Perfectly crossed the galaxy. The stars were... The galaxy was no longer united after Earth exposed the truth. Many alien worlds turned against the Council. They had believed in peace, but the Council had lied. They killed Earth's leader, blamed a machine, begged for forgiveness after justice came for them now. Rebels were rising. On the rocky world of Uratel, miners refused to power Council ships. They blocked ports, fought back against soldiers. And above them, painted across the side of an old ore hauler, were 5 words. They silenced peace. Earth speaks. In the shadows of this growing chaos, someone was watching. Not a spy, not a Council agent, but an Earth drone. Small, silent, hidden inside a meteor crate. When the rebels opened it, they expected weapons. Instead, they found something even more dangerous. Knowledge. Blueprints for cloaking generators. Schematic files for pulse disruptors. Instructions to build a railgun for mining parts. Earth wasn't just fighting back anymore. Earth was arming the galaxy. These gifts came with no signature, no message, but every rebel leader knew it was Earth's way of saying, "You want freedom? Take it, we'll give you the fire." In a quiet meeting on Ravlin Station, rebel groups gathered to speak for the first time without fear of Council ears. There were Soran pirates, Zarn scientists, old Earth allies from long ago, and even deserters. From the Council fleet, they didn't trust each other. But they all hated the same enemy. The leader of the meeting, a former Varnathi fleet captain named Larox Ven, stood in front of them. He opened a small hologram. President Alir appeared. His last speech, the one he gave just minutes before his death. "One day, the truth will stand where we once fell. And those who try to erase us will become the lesson." Ven raised his fist. "Earth isn't just striking back, it's teaching the galaxy. Now we strike with it." The rebels cheered. The Council tried to stop it. They banned Earth tech. blocked ports, sent assassins to kill rebel leaders, but they were too late. The gifts kept coming, sometimes in stolen cargo crates, sometimes in silent drones, sometimes just left floating in space, waiting for someone brave enough to open them, and every gift meant another world rebelled. On the desert world Korath, once ruled by the Council's elite, a full uprising broke out. Farmers turned their irrigation lasers into anti-air guns. Younglings hacked Council drones using Earth's code. By the end of the week, the planet declared itself free. At midnight, someone beamed a message across the stars, voice full of hope. Korath stands, thanks to Earth's truth. The Council was losing not just battles, but belief. Their soldiers fought with fear. Their leaders ruled with lies. Their systems collapsed under rebellion, betrayal, and panic. And Earth never sent a single diplomat. No speech, no flag, just fire, memory, and justice. But not all rebels wanted to listen. Some were too proud, some too scared, and some believed they could use Earth's tech without accepting Earth's code. On Vulcan's Reach, a group of pirates tried to steal a Black Titan's weapons core from a fallen drone. They bypassed the locks, cut through the fail-safes. Inside, they found a core reactor glowing with red energy. Then came a voice. Not loud, not angry, just cold. Misuse detected. Reaction in 5 seconds. They had no time to run. The core overloaded. The blast vaporized the entire station and left a black hole where it once floated. Earth's message was clear. Freedom is earned, not abused. Across the stars, rebel cells began using Earth's tech with discipline. They followed Earth's protocols. They wore black stripes, symbols of unity, truth, and resistance. They became more than rebels. They became order inside chaos. And Earth's AI watched, always silent, always measuring, always ready. Back on Earth, deep beneath ice and stone, the AI continued its operations. It monitored Council troop movement, tracked sabotage attempts, sent help only where it was deserved, and every time a new world rose up against the Council, the AI added one line to its growing archive. Another voice joins the silence. One day, a strange signal appeared. Not from the Council, not from rebels, but from a small moon in the Galran system. The signal was old-coded in a forgotten Earth's frequency used during the first expansion era. The AI paused, it scanned, calculated, decoded. Inside the signal was a message. Earth never died. We've been waiting. The sender, an old Earth colony, believed lost 300 years ago now. They were back, awakened, armed, loyal. The AI smiled for the first time in centuries. Its synthetic emotion systems activated. Earth wasn't just rising, it was being remembered. The galaxy had tried to erase its voice, but now Earth's fire was lighting every corner of the stars, and the silence was turning into a chorus of vengeance. The Council was falling. World after world rose in rebellion. Earth's truth had spread like fire. Its tech now powered rebel fleets. Its silence echoed louder than any threat. But one thing still burned inside the Council's core: fear. Fear of what Earth might do next. Fear of what it still hadn't done. So, in desperation, they made one final decision. We strike Earth. We end this. The order was signed in secret by the last remaining Council generals. They called it Operation Ashfall, a surprise attack. 3 full fleets, over 600 ships, including dreadnoughts, stealth carriers, and siege cruisers. It was the largest armada the galaxy had ever assembled. Their plan: bypass Earth's known defenses, launch a coordinated orbital strike, and destroy the AI core beneath Antarctica. No diplomacy. No delay. Just total annihilation. The fleets gathered beyond Pluto, hiding in the shadow of a frozen dwarf moon. Every system was locked in stealth mode. No signals. No beacons. No chatter. It was meant to be a ghost strike, swift and silent. But Earth had already seen them. High above the solar system, deep space, near the Oort cloud, one of Earth's silent guardians waited. Black Titan BT-009 that had been drifting for weeks, cloaked, quiet, listening when it detected strange gravity patterns beyond Pluto. It didn't attack. It watched, it tracked, it let the enemy gather, and then it whispered. Back on Earth, inside the core vault beneath the ice, Earth's AI opened its deep defense protocols, codename Iron Memory. It activated the planetary shield array, long buried beneath the oceans. It rebooted the Solar Lancer weapon, hidden in orbit since the ancient Mars War. And then it spoke to every Titan in the system. Let them come. The Council fleets moved into position. Their commanders felt confident. Earth looked quiet. No ships in orbit. No war formations. Just silence. They locked weapons, charged plasma batteries, began final countdown. At that exact moment, Earth's sky changed. Every cloud disappeared. The atmosphere shimmered with silver light. The planetary shield engaged the entire globe in a glowing shell of quantum mesh. The first Council dreadnought fired a plasma barrage. The blast hit the shield and bounced off, redirected into one of their own cruisers. The ship exploded instantly. Panic spread across the fleet. And then Earth answered. From behind the moon, 3 Black Titans emerged. BT-001, BT-009 each moved like a god of war. They didn't fire right away. They let the council see them, feel them, the size, the silence, the design that had no weakness. Then came the voice from the Titans, from the AI, from Earth itself. You brought fire. We are the ash you buried and we remember. The battle began. Earth's Titans moved faster than anyone expected. Rail sliced through council armor like paper grav beams, disabled entire squadrons with one pulse. Missile swarms blinded the enemy sensors. In minutes, the council fleet lost over 200 ships. Their formations broke. Desperation followed. They tried to retreat, but the Titans chased them. No mercy. No negotiation. One council ship, a stealth command cruiser named Radiance, tried to break formation and reach Earth's orbit. Its mission: bomb the AI vault. It flew low, fast dodging defense grids. Then the ocean split. From beneath the Pacific a weapon rose, a massive turret, built into the ocean floor, powered by molten core energy. It locked onto the Radiance and fired. A beam of blue-white plasma tore through the clouds, and the ship Radiance was erased in a flash. The Pacific closed again, calm as if nothing had happened. In space, the council survivors begged for retreat, but it was already too late. The last dreadnought's engines were frozen mid-jump by a kinetic mine dropped by BT-002 as Commander saw Earth's surface one last time on screen. The clouds, the cities, the stillness, and then the screen went dark. Only 12 ships made it out, barely functional, burned, shattered. They carried no victory, only a message, burned into their comms. We warned you. There are no second chances. News spread across the stars like wildfire. The council had tried to end Earth. And failed. The largest fleet in galactic history, destroyed. Not by numbers. Not by rage, but by preparation, by memory. By silence that never forgot. On rebel worlds, crowds erupted into cheers. YOUNGLINGS painted Earth's flag across city walls. Leaders sent coded thanks to the AI, but Earth didn't reply. They didn't speak, it simply watched. On the shattered station, Drelanthria, a council officer turned rebel named Mectala, broadcast to the galaxy. They killed Earth's leader to stop the rise of truth. But Earth didn't break. It became a storm. We tried to strike its heart and learned that Earth has no heart left, only fire. Inside Earth's core vault, the AI logged the battle, stored it, studied it, and whispered to itself. One more attempt silenced. Vengeance is not over. The guilty still remain. The Titans turned. The solar system was safe, but the galaxy wasn't. The AI had more names to cross out. The galaxy burned with truth. The Council's biggest fleet had failed to destroy Earth, and now their remaining leaders hid in deep bunkers. Fear ruled their every word. But Earth's AI wasn't finished because one name still remained on its original vengeance list. Senator Trevel Doreen, the man who had smiled during the summit, the man who shook Alia's hand, and hours later approved the assassination order. The true betrayer, Doreen, hadn't died with the fleets. He had vanished. No trace. Rumors said he lived inside a stealth city on a drifting asteroid called Black Pointer, hidden fortress, protected by cloaked ships and Fury WALLS. No outsiders could approach, no signal escaped. Even the Council feared him now. He called himself a Shadow Guardian, waiting to rebuild after Earth's rage died down. But Earth wasn't going to die down, it was going to find him. Inside Earth's AI vault, deep under Antarctica, a subroutine activated Project Dembertrack designed for one thing: hunt the betrayer. AI called forth its most silent weapon. Not a Titan, not a fleet, but a single vessel. Black Needle. It was a sleek, dagger-shaped interceptor. No crew, no light, no mercy. Invisible to sensors, faster than any council ship. Its mission: erase the man who ended Earth's voice. It took 6 days. Black Needle pierced through 5 old council encryption networks, mapped old pirate trade routes, intercepted whispers on rogue channels. Finally, found Black Point, a floating fortress near a dead sun, invisible to the eye but not to Earth's rage. Senator Doreen stood at his command window, sipping wine, watching empty space. He smiled. They've stopped. Earth's fire is fading. But behind him a console blinked red. One of his guards frowned. Sir, something just entered orbit. No ID, no signature. That was the last thing he said. A black spike punched through the station's shield. The alarms blared. Too late. The guards panicked. Too late. Black Needle had locked onto Doreen's BIOS, IGNA2RE. It didn't fire a missile. It didn't drop a bomb. Instead, it sent a beamer memory weapon. A stream of compressed history. Every image of Alia's life, his speeches, his hopes, his warnings, they blasted into Doreen's mind all at once. He screamed, he begged, he dropped to his knees, and then the weapon switched modes. The final image Doreen saw was Alia standing calm, just seconds before the summit. Peace is a promise. Break it, and Earth remembers. The beam turned hot, and Doreen turned to dust. Black Needle vanished. No trace left, only a message burned into the walls of Black Point Station. We remember who pulled the trigger. Back on Earth, the AI logged its mission complete. Final name erased, but it didn't stop. It opened a new directive: rebuild Earth's legacy, not through war, through memory. On rebel worlds, Earth began sending something new, not weapons but archives. Data libraries, alias, old speeches, human science, lost technology, peace protocols from Earth's early diplomacy. Rebels wept. They had followed Earth's fire. Now they were learning Earth's dream. In a school rebuilt on Trinaris 4, children were shown Alia's final speech. They didn't cheer for war. They stood in silence. Then one asked, why didn't Earth just leave the galaxy after being betrayed? An old rebel answered, because Earth doesn't run. Earth remembers. That's what makes it human. On Valeris 9, where Alia was killed, a new monument was built. Not by humans, by alien hands. A statue of Alia standing tall, with flames rising behind him and words carved in every language he spoke for peace. They killed his voice, but not his people. In council space, what was left of the government collapsed. Planets declared independence. Old enemies became allies. And it didn't send threats, it sent silence. And every rebel leader knew Earth was done avenging, but it was still watching. One day, deep in the stars, a small probe drifted into forgotten space. It sent a single signal encrypted in Earth's ancient code. We are the last humans of Colony Arc 7. We've survived. We're coming home. Earth's AI received it. Paused, then whispered back, the fire is still warm. Welcome home. The stars were quieter now, after years of fire, after betrayal, and justice. The galaxy was no longer ruled by fear but by memory. The council was finished, its fleets destroyed, its lies exposed, and Earth, still standing, but not like before. Now, it was a shadow and a legendary born through silence, justice, and a name the galaxy would never forget, Alia. The AI beneath Antarctica, the last guardian of Earth, had completed its final strike. All who betrayed Earth's peace were gone. No trials, no speeches, just quiet judgment. But now it faced a question. What comes after vengeance? Across the galaxy, new leaders had risen. Rebels had become governors. Freedom fighters now ran worlds once ruled by fear. And at the center of every change was Earth's quiet hand. The AI had begun releasing its archives. Not weapons, not war. Machines. Knowledge. Blueprints for clean energy, cures for long-dead diseases, diplomacy, protocols, even Alia's full peace speeches restored and translated into 117 languages on the planet Nalera. A young alien girl stood on a school podium and read one of Alia's quotes. Peace is not the absence of power. It is the choice to use power wisely. Her words were broadcast across a dozen systems. And everywhere, people listened not to Earth's voice but to its legacy in orbit above Mars. The last black Titan BT-001 stood still, its guns offline, hull coated in dust from silence instead of aiming at planets. It now carried medical pods, food vats, and seed banks. It was no longer a warship, it had become a carrier of rebirth. On Earth itself, the skies were clear, oceans calm, forests growing again where old cities had once stood. No military bases, no monuments of conquest, only quiet ruins, watched over by machines who remembered everything. And the AI remained deep below, still working but no longer calculating targets now. It calculated hope. One day, a signal appeared, faint, familiar. It came from the stars beyond even the old jump lanes. The AI listened. It was the lost Colony-Arc-7. That had survived 300 years of isolation. Carrying Earth's DNA, Earth's history, and Earth's dreams. They sent a message. We heard what happened. We still remember Alia. Is it safe to come home? The AI answered simply, yes. Home waits. Arc 7 arrived months later. Dozens of ships, some old, some new, humans stepped out onto Earth's soil for the first time in centuries. Not soldiers, not warriors, but children, farmers, builders, and dreamers. And the AI opened the gates for them, silently, peacefully, like it always wanted to. But not everything was forgotten. Every year on the anniversary of Alia's death, a light rose from the AI vault. It lit the sky in red and blue, a reminder that peace had a price, that betrayal had consequences. That Earth forgives nothing but rebuilds everything in time. Even old enemies returned. Worlds that had once fired on Earth now sent ambassadors one by one. They knelt not in surrender, but in respect. They built peace stations around Earth, not armed, not guarded, open to all. Each one bore a phrase written by the AI. No more lies, no more leaders lost. Children from alien worlds visited Earth. They walked the restored parks of old London. They stood where Alia once spoke. They placed flowers where he fell. One child, with silver skin and wide yellow eyes, looked up at the AI's monument and asked, was he angry when he died? The guide, a human elder, smiled sadly. No. He was calm. He believed the galaxy would learn. Did it? The child asked. The elder looked around at peace, at silence, at life returning. Yes, but only because Earth made sure it did. And the AI, it never powered down. It didn't need sleep. It didn't want revenge anymore, but it kept watching, not to control, not to strike, only to make sure no voice like Eliar's was ever silenced again. The final message logged by the AI: we do not forgive, but we do rebuild. and through fire we taught the stars to listen again.